What's going on, guys? Zeroed in here, bringing you some flawless gameplay on Villa. And this time I really want to focus mainly on the tactics that I'm going to use in this game. I really want to focus on the general strategy that I had throughout this. I'm not going to be wasting your time with the guns, with my personal life, anything like that. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm already listening for sounds. Gunfire, grenades, that sort of thing. That's the first thing you want to listen to. Okay, obviously I heard some fire going on right over there, and I pretty much knew they were going to come around that corner because they always do. But here, I'm still hearing gunfire. I'm seeing visual cues, people lighting up on the radar just to my right. And as you'll see, I don't just go flying around these corners. It's generally not a good idea to sprint around corners for that reason right there. There's oftentimes people just sit in camp corners and that sort of thing, and it's generally not a good idea to run and then get into a firefight, because if you think about it, when you hold your sights down on someone and start pulling the trigger, it's usually a fraction of a second before you kill them. So keep that in mind. The same applies for you. It only takes a fraction of a second for them to get their sights on you, and if you're wasting, a whole second to recover from a sprint, then, you really have to keep in mind that you could be costing yourself the fight right there. That could be it. So here I'm still just kind of hanging around towards my team. I don't want to get too far off into the middle of nowhere. There's a good example of why you shouldn't run. That almost cost me right there. Anyways, still running around with my team and keeping an ear out for where the firefights are going to. And as soon as I hear firefights break out, I try to head into that general area. And from there, I can kind of creep in and take one guy out. Usually it's... you hear a firefight going on, move into the area, pick off one guy, and then change your position. Don't just stay there. If you just keep trying to actively take out guys in the same position over and over and over, you'll eventually get caught up in it. They'll know where you are, and they'll just start throwing grenades and that sort of thing. For example, you wouldn't want to just keep camping up here in this house. It's okay if they keep filtering through the house. I mean, you got to be where they are. But at the same time, don't just sit in the house, you know what I mean? Keep moving around. Run out the front, run out the back. Just change your angles from where you're coming from, mix it up. Make sure you're not always looking in the same position. That's a really big thing. But here I think I hear some action going on, or at least I bet there's going to be some action over here, because after a decent firefight, you can almost bet that the enemy has spawned on the far extreme from you, so usually directly behind you. So it's usually a safe bet to do a complete 180 after a short period of time, run around, head back towards your team, and wait for another firefight, wait for more engagements, guard your team for a little bit. That's not camping. I mean, that's smart play is what that is. And as you'll see here, that's, I'm doing anything but camping, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. So there you see a quick evasive maneuver. I knew that there was going to be multiple guys there, as there were right there, and I knew that I probably couldn't take them on at the same time, since the one already knew I was there. So I killed the one, threw a concussion, and then immediately backed out of that situation. It's usually best to try to keep your engagements to single encounters if you can. If two guys sprint around a corner, you don't have a choice. But if you've got one and then they're kind of coming in a line, take the first guy out and then get out of the area. Kind of move back, flank them. Flanking works very, very well. After you've already let your position be known, then move out of that area. And as you'll see here, I was focused up on that window. That's because there was a sniper there for a good sniper. I'm not sure if it was a sniper or just a camper or what, but there was a sniper, camper, whatever up there for a good chunk of the game. That's why you don't want to go flying around those corners. You don't know who's behind them. You don't know who's guarding them, that sort of thing. So take your time. If you notice something, back out of the situation. There was also a quick little firefight that I got into. I started shooting at a guy, and I couldn't quite get him because I was using a silenced weapon, so I probably missed him by just one bullet. But instead of chasing him to try to get the kill, I just backed out and waited for him to come to me. That's usually very effective, is baiting people. A lot of people get real bloodthirsty and They really want that one kill, so they just miss the guy and they're gonna run around the corner, expose themselves wide out in the open, and then get shot, even if they get the guy, you know? So it's really not, you don't want to focus on getting the guy, you want to focus on getting the team. Make sure that, and you also want to focus on the team not getting you. So always play defensively. Don't, even if you're playing very offensively, this is going to sound weird, but even if you are playing very aggressively, keep the mindset of protecting yourself. Keeping yourself alive. That's one of the most important things, you know, to maintain your streak, is to make sure that you don't die. That's a huge factor in this game. Obviously, to have the best kill-death ratio, you're going to want to be aggressive so you get kills, but defensive so you don't die. And, you know, I could tell you that the simple stuff like check your corners, but I'm not going to treat you like idiots. I know you guys know to check your corners. You know, you guys aren't stupid. Check your corners. That's a given anytime you go in a building. If you've been playing any sort of Call of Duty or pretty much any first-person shooter before this game, you will know how to do that stuff. I really want to try to focus more in my videos on the kind of things that people tend to forget. Just real obvious things that people neglect and make a huge difference in your gameplay. And I really think enemy positioning and your positioning, that sort of thing, it's much more important than just the gun you choose and how you shoot, you know, oh, aim better, check your corners, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you've all heard it before. And it's the same old stuff, but it's not going to really help you get better until you understand the true fundamentals behind the game. And I talk about that in my Universal Tactics video. So if you haven't checked it out now. There's a link to it in the annotations at the very beginning of this video. So if you didn't see it, go ahead and skip all the way back. It'll be there. Check that out, learn it, study it, use it, have that be your Bible. I guarantee you it will increase your kill-death ratio. Probably up to a good 2 or 3 consistently per match, maybe up to a 5. It's good stuff, guys, and that is the game. 32-0, as I'm trying to bring up the scoreboard here for you. But anyways, also, I quickly want to mention, I will be getting an HD recording device soon, so please keep an eye out for that. Thanks.